NXT Europe may finally be happening. We're going to talk about it in today's video. There's been some groundbreaking developments on this, and a lot of things are starting to make sense. But also at the same time, too, we got to talk about America's version of NXT because we got some bad news. And trust me, you're not going to want to miss it. And if you're a fan of Damian Priest, then you might very much like the first story of today's video. All right, guys, and as always, don't forget, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Trust me, you never want to miss a video on this channel. I'm always going to keep you updated with everything that happens in professional wrestling. Like I said, I got one for you guys that are fans of Damian Priest because, well, he is making a lot of friends backstage in WWE. There has actually been a lot of talk within the WWE locker room about the toughness shown by Damian Priest. Fellow WWE superstars are said to be very impressed with his ability to keep performing at a high level in recent months, especially while dealing with multiple injuries during his feud with Drew McIntyre. Priest has obviously been banged up a lot recently, and regardless, he is still competing at Saturday night's main event. WWE insiders, WWE staff, WWE creative, WWE executives, everybody seems to be very happy with Damian Priest these days, which is really huge. And, you know, I never really talk about the praises that wrestlers get, but Damian Priest is somebody who I do think has gotten a lot of hate for some reason from wrestling fans in the IWC. But this guy, whether he's a heel or a babyface, he does a great job, man. He came into NXT, did really good things, goes to the main roster under Vince McMahon, does really good things. Under Triple H, even better things. And I know some people were probably against the idea of him and Drew McIntyre as a feud, but it's actually become really entertaining to watch a major feud like this without a world title on the line and two guys just beating the hell out of each other, good on the mic. It's been freaking awesome to see. And the reason why I'm even talking about this is because when you see somebody who gets a lot of hate in the IWC, but then everybody in the company is behind them, I think that's pretty much a key indicator that the company will continue to keep pushing them. And I think Damian Priest is somebody who, don't be shocked, will probably get another crack at the world title at some point. Now, whether that's in 2025 or 2026 or 2027 or 2028, I don't know, right? But I think this is a clear indicator that WWE is very high on him. His colleagues and the people that work with him are very high on him. And I don't think some of the criticism that he gets from the IWC is very fair. So for me personally, it's just something I want to kind of watch and see what happens. Whether he wins at Saturday night's main event or not, I'm paying attention very closely here. It's not like he's getting any younger either. So that is one thing to factor. And that brings us to our next topic. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE NXT canceled. Well, let me explain how this works because this is going to be a little bit of a chaotic story. For those who don't know, WWE NXT was supposed to be in Tampa next week, Tuesday. WWE is doing the Tampa takeover, right? They have Battleground, Saturday night's main event. They're all doing it at the Yuengling Center. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Well, basically, what ended up happening was WWE NXT has actually decided to cancel the show next Tuesday at that arena because that venue is not selling tickets for NXT. It's seated for about 6,000, and WWE NXT was only at about 1,600 tickets sold, which is really not good at all. Now, is this a thing of WWE NXT not being popular? I don't think that's the case. I'm going to be honest with you guys because NXT is really doing a good job. They got a lot of momentum these days. The TV product is overwhelmingly, a lot of people seem to agree that NXT is a great product. People are enjoying NXT. But I think there is something that needs to be said about fatigue. Maybe you guys don't watch every video of mine, but I did talk about this briefly the other day about AEW doing residency shows. And the idea that AEW is going to go for 2 weeks to the same venue, if it doesn't sell well every single time, I would understand why, right? Because so many people already at that point have already gone. And I think with WWE, they're kind of making the same mistake with them all being at the same arena for all of these events, right? You're doing this Tampa takeover, multiple events at the same venue, several days in a row. I mean, to be honest with you, WWE ticket prices are expensive as it is. And then in addition to that, you have a problem where it's like, you're not really getting that much tourism. So the same people are probably buying tickets for each event. At that point, when you're making financial decisions, you're probably not going to actually sit there and want to go to a random Tuesday NXT taping, especially if you've already seen Saturday night's main event or NXT Battleground or whatever it may be. So, listen, I hate saying this, but I think NXT, WWE, AEW, it doesn't really matter the company. I don't think anybody is really safe from this. I think you even kind of saw it with WrestleMania week with so many events taking place in such a short period of time, it becomes redundant. And I don't know, even I think the most hardcore wrestling fans want to do a little bit of something different with their time. And I think maybe that's why NXT next week, Tuesday, there's already a level of fatigue going into that. Plus, people are already spending a lot of money for all these other events. I just think it's kind of repetitive and kind of annoying. It's not a good look for NXT, but of course, just like always, all these companies are going to be fine. They're rich, no big deal. And that brings us to our final topic, ladies and gentlemen, NXT Europe. It seems like it's finally happening. WWE is reportedly planning to launch this year. At least according to PW Insider, WWE has recently intensified its efforts to scout and sign wrestlers from across the globe. The internal shift has sparked renewed speculation that WWE is in fact preparing for the launch of NXT Europe in 2025. Now, this obviously makes sense. Spanish sensation Zozea, just talked about him the other day. Earlier today, Egel Blanc, as well as Mike DiVecchio, all being coming into WWE this year. And what's funny is with all of these deals being reported, it's being said that they're all set to come to WWE by September. Now, obviously, NXT Europe is a concept that's been talked about for a long, long time. WWE has not done anything with it. They stopped talking about it. Now, all of a sudden, they're signing more international stars. I believe it is, in fact, happening. And the fact that it's happening by September is a very big deal. So here's the good news. Mike DiVecchio, Zozea, of course, um, Egel Blanc, like these guys are new signings. Well, what about guys like Gallus who were released or Oro Menza, right? WWE is not going to pay them for all these months to sit out, but is there a chance that WWE brings back released talent in an effort to launch NXT Europe? I think that's very much going to be the case. And of course, with WWE having the ID program and Evolve and LFG and all of these other things, there's no shortage of talent. They're going to be able to make this work for people who want to relocate. It's going to be interesting to see how WWE goes about this moving forward. But the fact that NXT Europe is happening, also at the same time this year, AAA being acquired by WWE, I think it's very clear. We're going to have our two international NXT shows being launched. AAA being, NXT Mexico and of course NXT Europe, and then eventually we'll see what else happens. But I think this is huge news. I'm excited about it. I miss NXT UK. I'm hoping they kill it with this. We'll see how they go about it. What do you guys think? Let me know down below.